All right, this summer, labor strikes and threatened strikes are front and center, posing the possibility of huge disruptions in the economy. Let's bring in Sharon Block. She's a professor at Harvard Law School and served on the National Labor Relations Board under President Obama. Good morning.
Good morning.
So UPS workers have reached a tentative deal, so that dodges a bullet for the U.S. economy. There are negotiations going on with the United Auto Workers to reach a deal by September. The actors and writers guilds are on strike. What has caused all of this to happen now, Sharon?
So I think workers are considering sort of three main factors. One, they're looking at companies that made, in some cases like UPS, record profits during the pandemic, and they're asking themselves, did we get a fair share of those profits? And if not, if they don't feel that they did, can we, in new negotiations, get what they believe is fair? I mean, that's really what being in a union is about, is having a voice in what you think is fair in your workplace. Second, I think many of these unions have contracts that were negotiated in a different context. Again, UPS is emblematic of this. And so workers are saying, do we have an opportunity now to make better maybe provisions and contracts that they agreed to when they didn't feel quite as empowered? And then third, there's clearly something going on across the economy where workers, especially those in unions, are feeling stronger, more united, more empowered than they have before, and they are looking to ensure that they get contracts that really meet this unusual moment.
Sure.
For some,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, for some of these unions too, they are in sectors of the economy where we're expecting big changes, right? That's what you see, I think, in the Hollywood strikes, where this move to streaming, the possibility of AI coming into their workplaces, the UAW looking at big changes in what kinds of automobiles are made. So I think the workers also see this moment as their opportunity to get ahead of big changes in their work, in their sectors. And so they want to have a seat at the table to discuss what those changes look like.
How much does the coronavirus pandemic play into this? Because in many cases, these are frontline workers demanding better compensation and working conditions.
I think it has a big impact. Again, looking at UPS, which is very much on people's minds this week, you had UPS drivers who really put their lives on the line to deliver packages to all of us when we were afraid to leave our houses. People know they're UPS drivers, and the Teamsters were looking then at sitting down at the bargaining table with a company that made record profits during the pandemic. Yet their drivers were operating under a contract at that time that they felt didn't give them a fair share of those record profits. So I think the Teamsters came out of the pandemic really feeling like they had a right to demand their fair share of those pandemic profits. And, we'll see. What we have to remember, unions are democratic organizations, so the Teamsters members have the last word on whether this contract is ratified or not. But it certainly seems encouraging when you see the improvements in this contract over the contract that the Teamsters were working under during the pandemic.
All right, Professor Sharon Block, so nice to see you this morning. Thank you.